What's up everybody, I'm Tim from Timber Ridge Gifts, and in this video we're going to be making prank candles. So with April Fool's Day fast approaching, what better way to prank your family and friends than with a really nice smelling candle. The only thing is, although this candle starts out smelling good, after just a short time it'll turn into the most rancid, nastiest smelling candle you can possibly imagine. So before we get started, let me show you just a few of the main things that we'll need. So the first thing that we'll need is to choose the type of container that we're going to use. Now you can use any type of container you like. I prefer not to use glass for this particular candle just because we're going to be pouring in different layers, and in doing so you can see the pour line, which may or may not give away the surprise. And in addition to that, any flaws that may be in the candle, such as frosting or glass adhesion, because of the way this candle's set up, we're not going to be able to fix those with a heat gun. So I find it's best just to use a candle tin, just so you can hide any of the imperfections that may come along in the candle making process. So for this project we're going to be using 8-ounce candle tins. We'll talk about these more in a second. So the main ingredient that makes this candle really work is the fragrance oil that we choose. We're going to be choosing two different types of fragrance oils. The first one's going to be your nasty scent, and the second one's going to be your cover scent. So you can basically choose whatever cover scent you like. Your cover scent is going to be the theme of the candle. For mine, I've chosen to go with a surprise birthday party type theme. For that, we're going to be using Birthday Cake from Aztec, which in my opinion is probably one of the best smelling birthday cake fragrances that I've ever found. It's got a really strong sheet cake birthday cake smell, rather than just a lot of birthday cake smells that just have a bunch of vanilla in them. This one definitely has a lot heavier baked goods smell, and it's probably one of the closest I've found to actual real birthday cake. So now the fun part is picking our prank scent. For those, the company you want to check out is called Save On Scents. I will leave their website link in the video description. They've got a lot of great scents, but they've also got some really weird and frankly nasty ones. And we're talking pretty much every gross scent you can think of, from garbage to skunk smell to vomit. Pretty much everything you can think of, they've got it. I've got just a small sample of what they offer. Let's go check these out and we'll determine what I want my prank scent to be. So the first one I got is called Flatulence. Fancy word for fart. So let's see how this smells. Yep, that smells gross. That's like sticking your head in an outhouse in the summertime. That is pretty nasty. Oh, it's on me. Alright, next we have gym socks. Yeah. I don't know how they do it, but it smells just like a pair of gym socks that's been, in a gym bag in the trunk of your car in the middle of July. It's just, oh, it's gross. It's nasty. Okay, next we have halitosis, which is a fancy word for bad breath. And I'm not just overreacting or acting in any way. These will really gag you. This is like, this will make the dog gag. This is gross. And that smells just like, it's like stronger than bad breath. It smells like bad breath of somebody that's been eating garbage and poop, and it's, oh. Whew, making my eyes water. Alright, and last but not least we have baby diaper. If you guys don't believe me, just order these and try it for yourself. It's, oh my god, that smells. It smells just like the nastiest baby diaper you've ever possibly encountered in your life. So for our prank candles, I think that's definitely the one we're going to go with. So I'm going to go wash my hands, step outside for a few minutes, and we'll break out the rest of our supplies and get started making candles. Alright, so we've got our wax melting down in our presso pot. For these candles we're going to be using 464. So we've got our wax melting down. Now we can go and get our containers ready. Like I said earlier, we've chosen the 8-ounce candle tin just so we can hide any imperfections that may come up because of the way this candle's built we're not going to be able to fix those with the heat gun later. So it's really just best to pick a container that hides them so we don't even have to worry about them. Because the way this candle is going to work, we're going to pour it in two parts. First, we're going to mix up the prank fragrance, and we're going to pour the candle probably about 80% full. And once that's dried enough to hold another layer, we're going to mix up our cover scent, and we're going to finish off the candle with that. So basically, we're going to have a candle that's 80% prank, 20% cover scent. So when we give this to somebody, they're going to look at it, it's going to look like a birthday candle, it's going to smell like a birthday candle. So they're going to take it home, light it. After about a half an hour, that birthday candle is going to burn through, the prank fragrance is going to start coming up, and rather than birthday cake, their house is going to start to smell like baby diaper. The best part is, they're never going to suspect this candle. So they're going to be in their living room or their dining room, all of a sudden they're going to start smelling this baby diaper fragrance. And they're going to have no idea where it's coming from. They're not going to suspect it's the good candle. Eventually they'll find it, but they're going to have to sniff around their house for quite a bit before they actually determine that it's coming from the candle. And by then the candle has been going, it's continued to release that fragrance. So even by the time they figure it out, their house stinks for quite a while. And even though you may not get to be there for the prank, you can guarantee that once they figure it out, they're going to call you. So we've got our containers picked out. Now we can go and set them up just like we normally would. For these 8-ounce containers, I'm using an Eco 14 wick. So we're just going to wick it like I would any other candle. Wick's in place. Now I'm going to hold it in place with a wick bar. A lot of people ask me about these. I will leave a link in the video description. I actually got these from Keystone Candle Supply. I actually got 50 of these for $25 from Keystone, which is probably the cheapest place that I've seen them. And it fits just like that. The medium size fits perfectly on these 8-ounce tins. It'll sit in place. It's got a little notch that I can wrap the wick around, hold it in place. And my wick is secure and it's not going to move. So now I can get the rest of these set up. So we've got our tins all set up. We're ready to go and start the first part of our pouring process. We've got our wax melted to 150. Now we are ready to add our baby diaper fragrance oil. If you thought out of the bottle was bad, it doesn't get any better when you put it in wax. This room absolutely stinks right now. I've got the window open, but it's not helping. Now we're going to wait just a few and let this get to our ideal pouring temperature, which is going to be anywhere from 100 to 105 degrees. So we're at 105 degrees. The smell in here is getting worse. Ready to transfer this to our pouring pitcher and pour some candles. And just remember, we're going to pour these till they're about 80% full. You can mark it if you have to. We just want to make sure we leave room atop for that cover scent layer. So now we're just going to let these cool, and in a few hours we'll be able to come back and pour our cover scent and be one step closer to finishing up our prank candles. So it's been about 5 hours, our prank layer has completely cooled. Now it's time to go ahead and add our cover scent layer. For that, we're again going to take our 464 wax, we're going to add our birthday cake fragrance oil. For both layers we're using a 12% fragrance load. We want these to be as strong as they possibly can. We want the cover scent to obviously be strong so that when they smell it, they're not going to smell the baby diaper. And we definitely want that to be strong so that when it does burn through to it, that's going to release and stink up the house as much as possible. We've cooled to 105, now we're ready to pour. And all we're going to do with that is basically just fill these up to our normal fill line. Now we just have to let these cool a little bit more. Once they're finished, we'll be ready to turn them into prank candles. So it's a couple hours later, both layers are finally dry. Now we're ready to trim our wicks, put our lids on, slap some labels on it, and we will have prank candles. So we're just going to trim our wicks, throw a lid on. You can have a little bit of fun with the label like I've done. It actually says surprise party. Doesn't necessarily give away that it's a prank, but once a person discovers that their candle now smells like baby diaper, maybe that'll make a little bit more sense to them. And there we go. And that's really all there is to it, folks. Feel free to like and share this video. Make sure you subscribe to my Facebook group. Make sure you subscribe to this channel. Check out all my other videos in my playlist for more candle making tips and tricks. Thanks for watching, everybody, and I'll see you next time.